Hello, readers. Today we're going to be reading the story Piggy Pie, written by Margie Palatini and illustrated by Howard Fine. We're going to be working on our strategy that we've worked on before, known as inferring. And inferring is when readers use clues within the story and the illustrations to help them understand what's happening. So today we're actually going to listen to Ani read Piggy Pie, and then at the end we're going to go back and take a closer look at a page so that we can practice some inferring together. Let's get ready for Piggy Pie.
Hello, my reading friends, it's Ani. Gritch the witch is in the mood for something truly tasty, something really yummy, something special. And that could mean only one thing. But she's got a big problem. Let's find out what it is as we read Piggy Pie. If you have a copy, go get it so you can read along with me. Piggy Pie, written by Margie Palatini, illustrated by Howard Fine. Gritch the witch woke up grouchy, grumpy, and very hungry. Her belly grumbled for something delicious, something delightful, something special. But what? It wasn't purple mousetail stew. No, she ate that yesterday for lunch. Maybe some mashed dragon tongue pudding. No, Gritch wasn't in the mood for anything quite that sweet. Perhaps a taste of boiled black buzzard feet. That always made her mouth water. No, not today. Today, Gritch wanted something truly tasty, something really yummy, something special. And that could only mean Piggy Pie.
Yes, Piggy Pie. I can taste those plump, juicy pink piggies right now,
Gritch said, smacking her lips. She hurried to the pantry and pulled down her old hag cookbook from the top shelf. She picked off a spider, blew off the dust, and turned to the secret recipe on page 342. Gritch ran her bony finger with the long green nail down the list of ingredients. One eye of a fly. She checked the pantry shelves.
No problem,
said Gritch. 2 shakes of a rattlesnake's rattle.
No problem,
said Gritch. 3 belly hairs of a possum.
No problem,
said Gritch. 8 plump piggies.
Problem,
screeched Gritch.
I don't have any piggies. How can I make Piggy Pie without even one puny pink pig?
Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She paced the floor. She wanted Piggy Pie. She wanted Piggy Pie very much. She said, tapping the lucky wart on her chin.
Now where would I find 8 plump pigs?
Gritch thought, and thought, and thought.
Aha!
She shouted with a jump.
The circus! Yes, the circus! The circus? No, not the circus! You don't find pigs in the circus!
She thought harder.
Aha!
She shouted with a jump.
The zoo! Yes, the zoo! The zoo? No, not the zoo! You don't find pigs in the zoo!
She thought much harder.
The farm? Yes, the farm! You'll find pigs on the farm!
There still was just one teeny tiny little problem. Where to find a farm?
Where
Gritch let her bony fingers do the walking and opened the yellow pages to F, where she found a very large ad. This was it. Old MacDonald's Farm. Call E-I-E-I-O. Just over the river and through the woods, we have ducks, chickens, and piggies. Gritch put her broomstick in gear and headed over the river and through the woods to Old MacDonald's farm.
I've got you in my sights now, you little porkers!
She cackled as she circled overhead.
Surrender, piggies!
Can you see what the pigs are doing? They're putting on beaks and wings and all kinds of costumes. What do you think they're going to do next? Gritch zoomed in for a landing. She spit straw, fanned her still smoking tootsies, and lifted her goggles. There wasn't a pig in sight.
Where did they all go?
Gritch shouted to a duck.
Hey, duck! I said, where are all the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie.
The duck quacked here. It quacked there. Here it quacked, there it quacked, everywhere it quacked.
No piggies. What do you mean, no piggies, you dizzy duck?
Gritch screeched into his bill.
I just saw a parcel of piggies down here not a minute ago. Hand over those hogs, you little quacker. No piggies,
quacked the duck. Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She even threatened the duck with one of her most evil spells. The duck was not impressed. It wasn't even scared. It gave Gritch another quack and waddled away.
So who needs a dumb duck?
Gritch mumbled. Being careful where she stepped, Gritch wandered across the meadow.
Yoo-hoo! She shouted.
Moo!
You!
Gritch said to the cow.
Where are the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie.
The cow moo-mooed here. It moo-mooed there. Here it mooed, there it mooed, everywhere it moo-mooed. No piggies!
What do you mean, no piggies, you lumpy-looking cow?
Screamed Gritch.
I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie. Fork over that pork, you walking milk machine, or I'll curdle your cream.
No piggies, mooed the cow. Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She even threatened the cow with one of her most evil spells. The cow stared at Gritch, swatted a fly with its tail, and lumbered away.
Cows! Who needs 'em?
Gritch muttered. So she tried the barnyard, where she stopped a chicken in its tracks.
Okay, bird brain, where are the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie.
The chicken clucked here. It clucked there. Here it clucked, there it clucked, everywhere it clucked. No piggies!
What do you mean, no piggies, you feathered drumstick?
Gritch screeched.
What's going on here? Where's the boss of this heap of hay?
The chicken flapped a wing toward Old MacDonald. Gritch looked him over once, twice.
You're Old MacDonald? She said. Don't look much like your picture, do you?
The farmer thumbed his suspenders and shrugged.
Look, Shorty, I've been quacked here, moo-mooed there, and clucked everywhere all over this farm. I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie. Where are the piggies?
The farmer looked here, he looked there. Here he looked, there he looked, everywhere he looked and looked. No piggies.
What do you mean, no piggies, you flea-bitten seed spreader?
Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She even threatened him with one of her most evil spells. No piggies. Her stomach growled. It grumbled. But there were no piggies. There would be no piggy pie. Now what was she going to eat? Psst! 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 Excuse me, little lady. Wolf's the name. Let me give you some advice. Forget about the pigs.
Forget about the pigs?
Said Gritch, eyeing the wolf. He nodded.
They're too tricky. Trust me. I've been chasing 3 little pigs for days.
He huffed and puffed.
I'm starving. Look at me. I'm nothing but skin and bones.
Gritch pinched his arm.
Well, not quite.
She grinned.
Mr. Wolf, I have the most wonderful idea. I was thinking, since you haven't eaten and I haven't eaten, why don't you come home with me for lunch? I'm a very good cook.
Why, that does sound tempting, the wolf said as he looked at Gritch and smacked his lips. Are you sure it wouldn't be a problem?
Problem?
Gritch grinned.
No problem at all,
she said as they walked off arm in arm.
I always enjoy having a wolf for lunch.
Did you notice what Gritch the witch and the wolves were picturing in their minds on the last page as they were thinking about what they were going to eat for lunch? They wanted to eat each other. That's because neither one of them could catch any of those clever pigs. I hope you enjoyed our story today. I sure did enjoy reading to you.
Okay, readers, let's remind ourselves what it means to infer. Readers use clues in the story to help them understand what's happening. So you think about what you know, and then the clues in the story, and think a little bit closer to help you understand the story. Let's practice some inferring together. I'm going to share one of the last pages in our book. So here we are, almost at the very end, where the wolf finds Gritch the witch and tells her that she shouldn't waste her time looking for those piggies. I'm going to read this page, and I want you to listen so that we can infer and understand our story a little bit better. Gritch pinched his arm. Well, not quite, she grinned. Mr. Wolf, I have the most wonderful idea. I was thinking, since you haven't eaten and I haven't eaten, why don't you come home with me for lunch? I'm a very good cook. I want you to think a little bit about what Gritch meant when she said, why don't you come home with me for lunch? What do you think she means by that? There could be 2 possible meanings to her words there. Let's think for a moment. When Gritch says, why don't you come home with me for lunch? What could that mean? It might mean that she wants to cook him something to eat because they're both hungry and she's got a cookbook full of recipes that maybe she wants to try out and share with him. But it could have a different meaning. Ani pointed out at the very end of our story where we have the thought bubbles of Gritch and the wolf. If you follow the thought bubbles from Gritch, instead of the wolf coming home for anything to eat, she's really thinking she's going to have the wolf for her lunch. And similarly, the wolf is thinking that he might have Grinch for lunch himself. So there's two possible meanings there, and we have to use our pictures at the very end to actually figure out what Grinch's words meant. But when we infer and we listen to what's happening in a story, we kind of make some predictions, and then we can see if our prediction from our inference was correct. Let's see how you're going to show your thinking on Seesaw. You're going to find activity 5.1, Piggy Pie, Infer. Click Add Response. Find your name and icon. There's one page for you to complete today. You're going to select the pencil or the pen and draw a picture of what you think it means when she says, why don't you come home with me for lunch? Okay, then on the right side, you're going to switch over to your text tool or your pencil, and I'd like for you to maybe write a sentence about what you heard in the story or what you saw in the illustrations that help to support your thinking, okay? Because remember, when readers infer, they use the text to help them understand the story. So see if you can think about what Margie Palatini said, what she wrote, or what you saw in the pictures to support your answer. Once you've finished, down at the bottom, you can highlight if your inferring prediction was correct or if you were surprised, and then you'll click the green check to submit.